We hear about war on the news almost every day. Missiles, airstrikes, sirens. We listen, we shake our heads, we feel sad, and then we move on with our day. But there is something strange about war. You never imagine that one day you might become part of the news yourself. And when that moment comes, it feels very different. This Ramadan in 1447 Hijri, the year 2026, I found myself working from home, fasting, reflecting, trying to prepare my Ramadan episode. My topic was supposed to be simple. I was planning to talk about what Ramadan feels like when you live in a country where it is not visible around you, where Adhan is not echoing in the streets, where life continues normally while you quietly fast. But then something changed. Sirens started screaming. Jets roared overhead. Missiles were being diffused nearby. Suddenly, Ramadan reflection was happening in the middle of something I was not expected to experience so closely in this time. And the question stayed with me. How do you find peace when the world itself sounds like war? And Quran says, "Verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest." Surah Ar-Ra'd, verse 28. Not in silence, not in perfect circumstances, but in remembrance. These days, my world has become very small. My work desk, a prayer mat, and kitchen. Sounds like the lockdown days. But the difference is, when we move around these spaces, sirens occasionally echo outside. And honestly, I would say I struggled to get the hang of all this. I was unable to think clearly or even write my podcast script. Sometimes life's weight simply pauses us. It slows the mind, it quiets our thoughts, and maybe that's okay. Because it's okay not to feel okay sometimes. It's normal to fall under the weight of life, but the real thing, the important thing, is learning how to bounce back, even when life feels uncertain. And maybe that is also a reminder, wherever you are, that is home in peace and in uncertainty. The Quran reminds us gently, Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear. Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 86. Sometimes the burden feels heavy, but the verse reminds us, if the test has arrived, the strength to face it must exist somewhere within us, even when life feels uncertain. Life is fragile. We make plans as if time is guaranteed. We build routines and think tomorrow is certain. But life was never meant to be certain. In a way, Ramadan quietly reminds us of this. Fasting teaches patience. Prayer creates rhythm in chaos. Charity reminds us that kindness still matters, even in a world that feels unstable. Even with sirens outside, peace can exist inside. We hear news of suffering from so many parts of the world: Gaza, Ukraine, Afghanistan. And sometimes, without realizing it, we become numb. Constant exposure can make compassion fade. But when hardship touches your own life, something changes. Empathy awakens. Every story becomes personal. Every headline reminds you that ordinary people, families, and children are truly living the consequences of conflict. War is never just about countries, it is about people. When uncertainty hits, sirens, airspaces, glowers, sudden changes in plans, the first thing to do is pause. Pause, breathe, and assess what you can actually control. That's crisis management in action. It does not mean being fearless. It means acting intentionally, checking information, planning next steps, and caring for yourself and those around you. Now, Let's talk about crisis management in some scenarios. Imagine you're at an airport. Suddenly, the news comes that airspace has been closed due to a security situation. A panic reaction would be rushing, arguing with the staff, or believing the rumors. But the crisis management would be to pause and confirm the information from the official airport announcements or airline updates. Contact a family member to let them know that you're safe. Check alternative flights or accommodations if delays extend overnight. Keep essentials ready: phone charger, documents, and medication. The situation may still be difficult, but calm decisions prevent chaos from spreading. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And in the Quran, patience in difficult moments is emphasized. Indeed, Allah is with those who are patient. Surah Baqarah, verse 153. Now, let's move to another scenario. In case of if sirens or security alerts sound in your area, crisis management means stay indoors or move to a safe area away from windows. Check verified sources, official government alerts, or reliable news. Avoid spreading unconfirmed information on social media. Help children or elderly family members remain calm. The goal is stability, not panic. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, advised calmness even in the tense situations. A famous saying reminds us, gentleness is not found in anything except that it beautifies it. Hadith Sahih al-Muslim. Calm behavior protects not only ourselves, but everyone around us. Sometimes crisis management is not only personal, it is collective. For example, checking on neighbors who live alone, sharing verified information within the community, offering transportation, food, or temporary shelter if someone is stranded. These small acts of coordination reduce fear and strengthen resilience. Crisis is not only physical, it is psychological. When constant news of war becomes overwhelming, limit exposure to continuous news cycles. Focus on what you can control in your own environment. Spend time with family, prayer, or reflection. During Ramadan, this takes on a spiritual layer, Tawakkul, that guides us. We do our part and leave the rest to God, Allah, the Almighty. Our minds love to ask, what if? What if? What if things get worse? What if someone I love is harmed? What if tomorrow never comes? Life is uncertain. We cannot control everything, but we can choose our response. Fasting, reflection, prayer, and kindness are intentional acts of peace, even in uncertainty. And this idea is not new. Literature and history have long shown how human beings search for meaning and dignity in times of conflict. The great novel, War and Peace, written by the Russian author Leo Tolstoy in the late 19th century, offers a powerful reflection on how ordinary people endure extraordinary world. The story is set during the Napoleon Wars, a period when Europe was shaken by conflict as Napoleon's armies moved across the continent and Russia itself faced invasion. What makes Tolstoy's work remarkable is that he does not focus only on emperors, generals, or military strategies. Instead, he tells the story through the lives of ordinary people. Families waiting anxiously for news, soldiers struggling with fear and duty, and communities trying to preserve dignity while the world around them is changing. Tolstoy believed that history is not shaped only by powerful leaders, it is shaped by countless human decisions made quietly every day. As he writes, the strongest of all warriors are these two, time and patience. In the middle of war, courage often appears in simple ways: caring for a scared child or choosing compassion instead of bitterness. These small acts rarely appear in history books, yet they shape the true human story behind every conflict, and they show the face of society. Tolstoy also reflects on the limits of human control. People often believe they are directing events, but history unfolds through forces far larger than any individual plan. As he writes, man lives consciously for himself, but is an unconscious instrument in the attainment of the historic universal aims of humanity. That insight still feels relevant today. When we hear about conflict and war, the headlines often focus on politics and military power. But behind every headline are ordinary people, families trying to protect their children, people struggling to go to work, communities trying to preserve hope, and individuals making quiet moral choices in the face of uncertainty. Tolstoy's message is simple but profound. Even when war seems overwhelming, resilience, patience, and small acts of humanity continue to shape the world in quiet but powerful ways. When we read about wars in novels or history books, we assume they belong to another time, another generation, and we rarely imagine that one day we might become part of events like these ourselves. Perhaps our stories will never appear in history books, but they will live in another place, in family memories, in the stories told to children and grandchildren about the times when the world felt uncertain and how we struggled and survived each day. And when you experience it firsthand, one thing becomes clear. The sound of war is strange, and science has changed the way I hear war. The sound of a missile being diffused is strange. A hiss of tension releasing. Jet fighters slice through the sky with mechanical precision. Bomb blasts echo in the distance. And yet, this is not the first time I've heard war overhead. I remember 1991. As a child, when jets from the Iraq-Kuwait war flew over my home, I remember the fear, the uncertainty, the confusion in every street. Years later, after 9/11, the Afghan war brought suicide bombings to Lahore. One morning, after my walk, the road I had just driven by exploded. Sudden, shocking, real. And now, here I am in 2026, hearing missiles being diffused outside my window. Some people say that history repeats itself in strange ways. In the Islamic calendar, the 9th month is Ramadan, and this year, events around the 11th of Ramadan felt like another kind of 9/11 for our generation. Different place, different conflict, but the same sense of shock, uncertainty, and disbelief. It reminds me that the cycle never really stops. Countries fight, regimes fall, borders shift, but ordinary people carry the weight of it all. Families lose homes, safety, and sometimes the people they love most. Every blast, every siren, every jet overhead becomes a reminder. War does not only shape nations and history books, it shapes the quiet, everyday lives of ordinary people. War brings quieter burdens, sudden travel disruptions, financial strain, and uncertainty about simply getting home. Just before the situation began, I had landed back in Kuwait, and I felt deeply grateful to have arrived safely before everything changed. It reminded me why we often pray before traveling, that we begin and end our journeys in safety. Some people I know were stranded in Dubai and had to buy last-minute tickets costing nearly £5,000 for a person just to reach London. These are the hidden economic burdens of conflict, costs that ordinary people quietly absorb. As I end this reflection, the world outside feels fearful. Sirens echo. The sky unsettles. And yet, even in this fear, a strange truth appears. Peace is not always found in the world around us. Sometimes it is something we build quietly within ourselves, through patience, through prayer, through small acts of kindness that refuse to disappear even when the world feels heavy. The Quran reminds us, so do not weaken and do not grieve, and you will be superior if you are believers. Surah Al-Imran, verse 139. Perhaps that is the quiet strength of the human heart. History may record wars, borders, and political decisions, but the real story of humanity is written somewhere else, in the patience of ordinary people, in the prayers whispered during difficult nights, and in the resilience that allows us to keep moving forward. So I leave you with a question, my gentle listeners. When the world becomes loud with fear, uncertainty, and conflict, where do you choose to place your peace? Pause, reflect, rediscover the stillness that exists even amid the sirens. Stay safe, and may Allah keep our beloved Kuwait safe, protected, and at peace. And may we all be able to resume our normal lives in our peaceful region, living with calm, gratitude, and hope.
Subscribe now to Reflections, to dabble with Naddy the Nerd.